Hello, and welcome to another episode of An Old Guy in Europe. This week, I talk with Carl Munson in my featured guest spot on his Good Morning Portugal show from early May of 2023. And we talk about my trip to the very lovely beach town of Espinho, Portugal, and some heroics at the Oriente train station. So, as always, please sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Olá, bom dia, alegria. Tudo
Bom
bem?
dia!
Oh, hold on a minute. Where's the hat? Where's the stairs?
Oh, yeah, different background again.
Yes. Oh, and thank you for wearing that very helpful T-shirt.
Yeah, I always wear it when I travel.
James, how are you? Tudo bem? Como estás?
Fantástico, obrigado. E tu?
Muito bem. And it's at times like this, I think to myself, maior e o mês em que canta o cuco.
What? Say that again. Oh, there it is. But before, I don't want to look at the translation yet. All right.
Okay.
May is the month in which you sing the cuckoo. The cuckoo sings.
When I sing like a cuckoo. No, when the cuckoo sings.
Okay. Not bad.
It's a month when we all sound a bit cuckoo, I think, with the sap rising and the spring hormones doing something to us.
Vai dar banho do cão.
What, having a bath of hot chocolate, is that? What?
Cão, não chocolate.
Oh,
cão.
I think you said ukal, the famous...
Cão.
Yes. All right.
The dog.
Bath the dog, of course, yes.
We did that last week. Go bathe the dog.
Go bathe the dog, mi amigo. Well, where are you, James? What's going on?
I'm in Espinho, and I was trying to get the view out my window, but it's just all backlit, bright, I see. So let me see if I pull myself out of it, if I can actually show you what's in that window.
Oh, Espinho. Hello to you. Oh, that's beautiful, James.
And that building right there is the Espinho Casino.
And so you're one of your famous gambling weekends where you lose everything and then build it all back up again.
That's right. Making my millions doing this show.
Rock and roll. That looks fantastic. So Espinho.
So I can leave people frustrated now that they can't see the background.
Well, we've got a lovely glimpse of it there. May we ask what takes you there? Because I have heard of Espinho, and people speak of it very highly as a possible place to live here in Portugal. It's very beautiful, isn't it?
Well, yeah. My first interest came when I was on the train heading north to Vila Nova de Gaia to see Hank and Connie, and I was on the west side of the train heading north. So as we approached this area, I could see the ocean from the train. I said, oh, that's not far. And then we pulled into a station that was the same distance from the ocean. It was like 3 blocks roughly worth of distance from the train station to the ocean. I said, oh, I need to check this out. That's easy access to transportation north-south. Porto to Lisboa, and even possibly the Algarve when you have access to the train. It's next to the ocean, which is where I want to be. So I said to put that on my list of places to explore once I get my driver's license. I've been very frustrated on that one, but as long as I can get on a train, I can still do some traveling. So
we'll have a driving license update because people are feeling your pain and wanting to know what's going on. But that is, yes. Look at this. Look, the cowboy hat. In future, could you please take the hat with you on your travel?
I've actually got it. It's hanging. Where is it? It's hanging on the wall, I think, in the entry hall.
What says Joel Denort, Slope's friend? Sounds cowboy hat background. I'm properly disoriented.
Should I go get it and put it behind my head?
I think that would be really helpful if you don't.
No.
Right, no, he's not really going to do that, but he might next time he's on tour. So, well, I do that myself when I'm traveling around. I like squirreling away possibilities for the future. Sounds like you're quite similar like that. So Espinho, with its proximity to the railway station, sounds like a good idea for anyone else who doesn't use a car. So it's a good place to visit when you're a public transport user.
Yeah, and it's about 30 minutes by the local train from Porto. So it's easy access from there as well. A little closer from Vila Nova de Gaia, where Hank and Connie are.
Yeah.
They actually came down and visited yesterday. Being a little further north, it tends to be cooler in general, but only by a couple of degrees. So it doesn't get as hot in the summertime, and it doesn't get quite as cold as often in the wintertime as Ericeira. Now, I'm not at all looking to leave my beloved Ericeira. I love the place, but I want to be open. My initial thought was, okay, well, I'll land here, and then I'll start exploring and see if I get a sense of a more permanent place for me. It's just that my idea was I would be driving around in a rental car, seeing all kinds of places all over Portugal, and it's been a year and a half, and that hasn't happened yet. So,
yes,
see my passive aggressive, subtle complaining going on here.
I missed it. That was so good. I missed it.
Let it go. Let it go.
We'll come back to a driving license update. We want to hear your insights and reflections when it comes to mindful migration. But I want to ask you about that then. I mean, that just sounds to me like a classic. It's not gone quite as planned in Portugal story. And we all have those, don't we? Mate, I'm 5 years in. And you know, me and Mrs. M had quite the heated discussion, aka argument on the way home. Yes, we were away for a weekend, a most beautiful weekend. And every time we go away for a weekend in Portugal, we're thinking, you know, is this somewhere where we might live at some time in the future? And it brings up all the stuff about home and, you know, how it's, I think for Mrs. M, you know, how it's been so long since she might have thought she would be in a home that she loved and was longer term than the place we currently are at. But I don't think this is unusual for people in Portugal, notwithstanding a few notable examples who are tuned in this morning who've just said, right, this is it, I'm going there, all done and dusted. But for many of the rest of us, the adventure, and it's like it's a good thing and a bad thing about Portugal, the San Martinho de Porto syndrome, you know, how we are lured to yet another beautiful place and our mind is kept open and we don't limit ourselves. Okay, this is definitely it. It's quite the thing here in Portugal. People's plans don't go according to plan.
Yeah, well, for me, I have the added advantage of being solo and having pretty much everything I own fit into a suitcase, a carry-on, and a backpack. So, I mean, I could literally pack up and leave in a half hour from any place I am easily.
Yes.
So it certainly lends itself to a sense of impermanence. But one of the things I've been looking at as I've been in Ericeira for a year and a half, and am only now beginning to see what else might be available along the coast. That's primarily my interest. The ocean calls me. I want to be on it or near it. So that helps. There's still a lot of coast. But one of the things I've noticed, and Hank and Connie and I have actually talked about this, one of the things that does happen is even if you land in one place with the idea of it being temporary, you begin to build relationships. You begin to get familiar with where you are, and that feels more comfortable than not being familiar with it.
Yes.
And so it becomes more and more difficult to leave that place by virtue of the relationships that you've established and the lifestyle that you've established in that place. So it's more difficult actually for me to keep my mind open to say, all right, is this someplace I really don't care for, or is it just uncomfortable because it's brand new and it's not familiar to me? And so it's a different way of trying to measure. You know, if I had landed here, maybe I would feel the way I do here, and you just don't know. Yeah. So keeping the mind open, a lot of the conversation that I've been having with Hank and Connie about this, and Hank is highly invested in me making the move because it puts me within 30 minutes of where he lives. And of course, where he lives in his mind is the best place in the world. There's no place that beats it. So, you know, you've got to come here, you've got to come here. And so You don't need to sell me, Hank. I'm breaking it down. And he's someone who just like gets on it. He gets an idea and bam, bam, bam. He's got from thought to solution in 5 minutes.
Yes.
So he's like, so where are you at? Where are you at? And I was like, I'm still considering. I may come back for another visit. You know, I visited one day. Now I spent a weekend, get a sense of how it feels to be here. You know, he's like,
Yeah.
come on. I know you're going to love it. You're going to love it.
Hi, James. Have you made any more plans to be nearer to us yet?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, well, and that's literally on WhatsApp 2 days, less than a week ago. He said, so any progress in your plans to move to Espinho?
Yeah,
I love him. He's great. I love his energy. He's so enthusiastic. He's so a fan and in love with Portugal. He and Connie bought a new apartment that we were going to be in Ireland this weekend, but then they had to be here this weekend to sign the ownership papers. So we had to change that plan. So I said, okay, well, I was planning on being somewhere anywhere. I'll go to Espinho. And they said, oh, well, we could come visit you because all we have to do is sign the papers. Oh, yeah. And we have to move out of our current place because it's the end of the month. And we don't have a place to live if the paperwork doesn't go through, which it didn't. So they're having a much faster version, but the same kinds of frustrations about assuming their newly purchased property as I am around my driver's license. It's just something you just have to understand and get used to, is that things don't always go according to plan and often get delayed.
In so many ways. That's the theme. That's the theme of the morning, then, isn't it? You know, the plot twists and the unexpected, and your Portugal plan might not turn out in quite the way you imagined. I think this country might offer that as a service to human beings. It's almost like a sort of a Greek myth, isn't it? Of the deeply attractive siren of a country luring you towards her. And you think, okay, that's good. I love Portugal. I'm going there, and it's going to be like this. The first bit, it turns out to be true. For often, you end up there, but it doesn't quite go according to plan thereafter. I don't know if there is a character in Greek mythology that offers that to human beings, but Portugal, the country, certainly does, I would think. I think many people here watching and those who will watch later will either resonate with that or find it out to be true later on.
Which lends itself perfectly to the idea I had, what I wanted to talk about today, which was sort of spinning off of what you and Frank were talking about on Friday. But before I get into it, I have this heroic experience that I really want to share. I gave myself plenty of time to get to the Oriente station in Lisboa to catch the train, because I don't want to be in a hurry and having a heart attack because the train's about to leave as I'm pulling into the station. So I give myself plenty of time. All that was done. I sat on waiting to board the train. There were more people on the platform than any of my previous trips. Just the entire platform was stacked with people 10 deep through the entire length of it. I said, wow, on a Saturday. And said, well, it is a holiday weekend, so people going places. At any rate, I was at the bottom of the escalator, and there were two women in front of me. One seemed to be a little bit, hobbled. She wasn't walking like this firm and clear, and she was pulling her carry-on behind her, and she pulled it around in front of her to get on the escalator. So she put the bag on first, and something in me said, pay close attention.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I was looking at her feet to see where they were on the escalator. And I noticed her heel was about that far over the edge of the step she wanted to be on with the carry-on in front of her. And I said, okay, well, my experience is if even that little tiny bit of a heel, there's a tendency to fall backwards, and you're moving upwards, leaning backwards to the downhill where gravity is pulling you. And I was so on top of it, I noticed the heel slip a little bit, and I immediately put my hands on her back and leaned into her. I don't know you from Adam, but if I don't do this, you and everyone behind you is going to end up on their asses backwards going down this escalator.
Yes.
And mostly it was her I was thinking about. And then I started, like, I felt gravity pulling me. It's like, she's pushing me down. And so I did a quick shift of my feet, and I just put my whole body, I just leaned into her. And she was like, well, I'll tell you this in a minute, but she was like struggling to get her footing, but she kept, so for a minute there, I was like, I don't know where this is going. And finally she got her footing, she got upright, but she was laughing the entire time.
Right.
Laughing. It's like, we could all die and you're laughing. And her friend and father was kind of looking at her going, and she's like, oh. It's like, what is going on here? I'm sure it was, nervous. It was fear. It was laughter from fear. But I can't say honestly that I saved a life, but I certainly saved a hospital visit on a travel day for a pair of people who were.
And the chaos, the other part of the chaos you mentioned there, as she dominoed back down the escalator, taking other people out as well.
And as I said, it was more crowded than ever. So they were people 2 by 2, 10 or 12 steps behind me, all going up the escalator. So another 25 people were destined for being knocked flat on their asses.
You get one of these. I think you probably. I was going to give you a round of applause, but I think it needs to be a little bit more significant than that. Where is it? Here we go. Take it, man. Well done. Superb. I think we need a superhero name for you. If we could have.
But I knew where I was the whole time. So.
As in what? You had presence of mind. Oh, you had your T-shirt on.
I was here. I was there.
That might be what she remembers of this event. She might be telling this story to her family and friends. And I looked around, and this man who was pushing me back up the escalator, and I looked at his T-shirt, and he said, "You
knew exactly where he was."
Yes. Well, we need a superhero name for you, Holly Man, something like that. Slugman, of course. His spidey senses.
Planet Man.
And in the movie, James, what would have happened was you'd have squirted slug slime around her and glued her to the escalator.
There you go. Yeah. Or made everyone slip and fall, and it was a comedy.
No. You can't have that. Well, maybe that's what can happen in the comic moments of the new Marvel. What's it called? Concession.
Yes.
Slugman 2. There are some funny moments where people slip over on the slug slime.
Comedic relief is that what they call it? Whatever.
Yeah.
Ease the tension. Yeah.
A little bit of a counterpoint in the drama of the movie. But there you go. Covering people in slug slime to save their lives and changing the view of slugs. And of course, salt is what you're avoiding throughout the whole movie. And Salt Man, the other, your nemesis. Anyway, I think Hollywood will be on the phone to us before the end of the show.
Probably, yeah.
With
some point soon.
After this.